All right. Well, it is kind of a foggy day out here. This is the calm before the storm, and the fog is just lifting, so I'm going to get out here and work on some stuff. And guess what I'm going to work on? Yes, this is the day before a cold front's supposed to sweep through. We're going to have icy weather tomorrow and supposed to be a high of 20 something, 22, 24, something like that. And this is Texas, so yeah, yesterday it was 70 degrees, But so today is an onslaught. I've got so many generators to work on. Everybody's trying to be prepared this time and wait until the last day. But I wouldn't say that, not everybody. I have been working on quite a few of them this year, but today I am swamped with them. So let's get started on this first one. Yeah, so the guy dropped this one off. I couldn't understand if you said it worked for a little while and then it just wouldn't start again. I know he said he hasn't started it in over a year. And so I don't know when it started. Was it a year ago that it was working? I think he was well into happy hour when I was talking to him. But I said, no problem, man, drop it off. And I think he said that he took this off and with his compressor shot air in here thinking he was going to clean everything out. But I don't know. I don't know what he was doing. So, but it looks in really good shape, right? So it might be just if it's a year old, maybe it just needs a carb cleaning. If that's not the problem, I mean, we'll just have to go through and troubleshoot this thing. If it's getting gas, I guess I can take all this off, spray some carb cleaner or whatever in there, and see if that'll prime it. Let's see, the gas was off. That's on. And if that doesn't work, if I spray some in there and it still doesn't want to crank, then I'll check for spark, right? And if I'm not getting any spark, then I can check the switch, and if that's fine, then I can check the oil if the oil level is fine. Because this one, I do believe it probably has the that safety shut off, right? So if it gets low on oil, yeah, it's not low, I don't think. I think I can see it right there. Yeah. Looks like it does need an oil change. But, yeah, so first thing, let's get all this off. Alright, pull from this side. I got to use my left arm. My shoulder's still shot. Well, there we go. So, it looks like it's just not getting any gas. So I'm going to take first the fuel line off up here and make sure this petcock valve, that shut-off valve, is working properly. If it is, then I know it's just needs a carb cleaning. Alright, I'm assuming that was off. Or is that off? that's working. So there's the off position. Alright, well, let's take the carburetor off and get it cleaned. When you're pulling that off, make sure you get the choke. You open it up and it'll slide through. It has slots on it. Then you put it back in, down through the slot, and it'll operate normally. So, let's see, I've already pinched that off up here. So, alright. So these little things are a pain, but it's a 4mm. Let's loosen this up, and there's the governor linkage and the spring. Alright, let's take the bowl off and see what it looks like. So the bowl had gas in it, so it's probably that main yeah, I'll bet that joker right there is our culprit. Hardly any pressure left in the can. Plenty of fluid. Let's take this off. Here we go. Not bad. See, there's a little junk in there. Not bad. You can see. There's the spring. So I'll clean that out. And let's poke this needle valve clean. Open a fresh can that has some pressure in it. All right. See, that wasn't bad at all. Alright, that joker's in. Let's put our spring in place. And this is symmetrical, it doesn't matter the positioning. Alright, let's put her back together. Alright, so let's put the choke on, turn the gas on. I'm going to let the bowl fill and make sure there's no leaks. There shouldn't be. Just wait a couple of seconds. And this is old gas, so hopefully it'll still run on it. It might run kind of rough because of bad gas, but alright, good to go. Let's put the rest of this back on. Slide this into place, and once again make sure your slots are lining up here. Let's see, what does it go this way? Alright, done deal. Alright, so that was a relatively easy fix, but you can see how I troubleshooted it. It's just, first off I sprayed the carb cleaner in there, or starter fluid, whatever you want to put in, and make sure it's going to crank. If it doesn't, then you start looking for spark. If you don't get any spark, then you test your switches, just like you would on a riding mower. The safety switches, you know, just on a generator, they're usually the on-off switch and the switch for low oil, right? Other than that, if everything else is working good, then you got to dig deeper, you know. But anyway, so that was it. So I have a couple more already lined up. It's in the morning, and I'm about to go tackle that. So if that's the end of this video, then as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and watch for my next video. But then again, I might continue on with this one and go ahead and tackle the next two on this one video. So, well, we'll see. So, stay tuned. Alright, I'm at doing the second generator for the day, and it's really busy out here. I'm at the corner of a pretty busy intersection. But look who it is. I got to do the Austin Humane Society. They're going on a trip with their trailer, and they wanted to make sure their generator was working. And I have to say, I had already worked on it, but it was basically just it hasn't been run, and he probably said 2 years. So I did a good carburetor cleaning, and you can see it was leaking down here. And I replaced this. The coupling, they had it really bunched up and wire tied, and it was causing a kink in the hose, and it finally just cracked open. So it was leaking gas everywhere. And now that I have the carburetor cleaned and I checked it, and then when I was spraying carb cleaner in, then it started up. So we're waiting for some gas. The guy that runs the place went to get some, and but when I spray carb cleaner in it and try to start it, it cranks up. So the last check is just putting gas in it and checking it out. Now, out of the gas that came out of there, it looked like some of it had, I'd guess it was water in the tank. A lot of clear looking stuff came out, and in the carburetor it was real orangey or whatever, but in the tank, so we're going to put some, he wants to put some treatment in it. But that's number 2, and I'm about to start number 3. But this is great. I didn't know it was going to be the Awesome Humane Society, so hopefully I'm going to go in there and work on their the generator inside, and I'll be able to play with some dogs. So I'll be right back. So first, let's check the battery. Yeah, it's only showing 6.7 volts. So let me hook up our jumper here and see if we can get this thing to turn over. Jumper is on. You can see this is relatively new to me, that GOOLOO GP2000. So yeah, luckily I had just gotten this. This is already twice I've used it in just a week, so it's well worth the purchase. And let's see what we got here. First I want to check the oil, make sure it's okay. Yeah, the oil looks brand new. So this thing's 2 years old, and it's only run maybe 30 minutes. It's funny, all kids running around with their pets. Let's see. So it didn't seem like it was trying at all. Let me get you over here where you can see what I'm doing. We just put some fresh gas in, but I think it had some old gas in there. So I'm going to go ahead and take this air cleaner off. You can see everything just looks just brand new. It said it's only run maybe 30 minutes in its whole life so far, and that was 2 years ago. So hard to get down in there. Let's see what it does now. Alright, it's trying to crank, but I think we have need to check the fuel delivery, huh? Sounds like we need to clean out the carburetor. But before I do all that, I always like to check the fuel lines. You can see the fuel line coming here. Here's the fuel pump. Can you see what I'm looking at? The fuel pump here, I always try to disconnect it and make sure the fuel pump is pumping fuel and all that good stuff. But it might be. See, I didn't even check this. So the fuel is off. Let's open it up. Give it a few minutes to fill the bowl. Let's pull the choke, see if it cranks. That was pretty easy. But it's virtually brand new. The only thing it needs is a new battery. Hopefully it has a battery charger and you can try to charge this one back up, but it's not that old. Luckily, it had been stored with the fuel line closed, right? So nothing piled up in the carburetor. But the bad thing is, you can see, if you see it drip, it's dripping down here. So we've got another fuel drip. There it goes. I think it's about to drip. Yeah, there it goes. Very slight, but it's there. Let me take a look and see what I can do with that, because I do not have another one of these. I have the type that you can hook up in line, you know. This one, I don't know where it's leaking from. If it's through that gasket, feels like it's coming through the cap, through there. That's just something we'll have to fix at a later date. Yeah, so that was an easy fix. I'm glad they had the fuel shut off, closed off. That saved a lot of hassle. So it's cranking right up. I'm just going to take a closer look at the on-off on that valve and see if I can locate where exactly it's dripping from. Is it from the valve? It seemed like it was from the cap, the head of it, because the gasket is not, it's still new, it's not all old and cracked up or anything. But I just worked it back and forth and it looks like it's sealed up. Maybe it was just so dry, for so long. But who knows, I'm just going to put it back together and they'll be ready to go. So, too bad I didn't get to play with any dogs. You can see all the toys. All the toys in there. Looks like that's for cats. But I guess they'll be ready for the freeze, and I guess they're packing their animals away for getting ready for the cold weather. But I guess that's it. So that's number 3. I think I'll shut this video off for now. I think I have one more to do, but it's probably about to start raining. And but that's it for this video for today. So I guess, as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and watch for my next video.